Alright, so you're thinking about the Shun Classic 3.5-inch paring knife, because you've heard it's a masterpiece of Japanese cutlery. You want that legendary sharpness and craftsmanship for your kitchen, and you're ready to invest in a tool that promises perfection. But here's what surprised me after using it for months. This knife, with its near-perfect Amazon rating and stunning looks, has some serious, fundamental problems that nobody talks about. Therefore, before you spend over $85, you need to hear this honest review that might just save you from a frustrating purchase. For the best price, click the link in the description. Let's start with the undeniable good stuff, because this isn't a hate piece. The Shun Classic paring knife is objectively beautiful. The 68-layer Damascus cladding creates this mesmerizing ripple pattern on the blade that catches the light like a kitchen lightsaber. It feels prestigious just holding it. The D-shaped packwood handle is smooth, comfortable, and gives a secure grip whether you're left or right-handed. And out of the box, the sharpness is absolutely insane. Shun promises a 16-degree edge per side, and they deliver. Slicing through a tomato skin requires zero pressure. It glides, peeling an apple. It feels like you're moving through air. The initial experience is pure kitchen magic. Therefore, you can easily see why it has a 4.7-star rating. But here's the first major problem, and it's a big one. That incredible, razor-sharp edge is shockingly fragile. The core steel is VG Max, which is a proprietary, high-carbon stainless steel from Shun's parent company, Kai. It's designed to hold an edge for a long time. However, the trade-off for that extreme sharpness is brittleness. I'm not talking about chopping bones. I'm talking about everyday paring tasks. I was carefully removing the core from a bell pepper, applying lateral pressure, and I heard a tiny, sickening asterisk tink asterisk. I looked, and there was a small but very real chip in the edge, just from a bell pepper core. This wasn't a one-time accident. Online forums are filled with similar stories. The steel is so hard that it becomes prone to microchipping. So your $85 precision instrument can be damaged by a slightly awkward cut on a vegetable. That's a problem. Therefore, this leads us directly to the second major issue: maintenance and the real cost. Shun famously offers free sharpening. You mail them the knife, they sharpen it, and mail it back. Sounds great, right? But here's the reality check. First, you're without your knife for weeks. Second, and more importantly, sharpening a knife with chips requires removing a significant amount of steel to re-establish the edge. Every time you send it in, you're shortening the knife's overall lifespan. It's like getting free haircuts for a wig that gets smaller each time. You're also strongly advised not to use pull-through sharpeners or most home systems, because you could ruin the precise angle. Therefore, you either need to learn professional whetstone skills, which is a whole hobby in itself, or you become dependent on their mail-in service. The advertised superior sharpness comes with a hidden subscription to anxiety. Now let's talk about the handle. It's beautiful packwood, a composite that's durable and water-resistant. But that D-shape, for a paring knife that requires constant, subtle rotations in your hand for detailed work like tourné cuts or peeling round objects, a perfectly symmetrical, round handle is often preferred by professionals. The D-shape, while great for a chef's knife to orient the blade, can feel slightly restrictive and less agile for the intricate maneuvers a paring knife is built for. It's like having a sports car with a slightly off-center steering wheel. It works, but it doesn't feel instinctively perfect. Therefore, the ergonomics, while good, might not be the ultimate pinnacle for a tool demanding ultimate control. And this brings me to my biggest contrarian take: the sheer over-engineering for the task. A paring knife is a humble workhorse. It peels garlic, hulls strawberries, and cuts eyes out of potatoes. It gets dirty, wet, and used constantly. The Shun Classic feels like you're doing those tasks with a piece of fine jewelry. The Damascus cladding, while stunning, is partly for aesthetics. The fear of chipping, rusting, high-carbon steel needs care, or damaging the handle makes you treat it like a museum piece rather than a tool you can grab without thinking. There's a psychological cost. You stop reaching for it freely. It's the knife equivalent of a white couch. Beautiful, but you're always a little nervous. So, is there a resolution? Is this knife all bad? Absolutely not. If your primary need is a showpiece for occasional, careful use, and you revel in the ritual of maintaining fine tools, the Shun Classic is a gorgeous object. The sharpness, when it's perfect, is a joy. But if you need a reliable daily driver paring knife that you can use with confidence, not fear, there are better, often less expensive, options. Look for a paring knife in a tougher, more forgiving steel like AEBL or even a good quality German steel. They might not get quite asterisk as scalpel sharp initially, but they'll resist chipping, are easier to maintain, and you won't have a heart attack if you hit a stray seed. Therefore, the final verdict. The Shun Classic 3.5-inch paring knife is a masterpiece of marketing and metallurgical ambition that stumbles in practical, everyday application. The chipping issue is its Achilles heel, turning a premium experience into a fragile one. It's the kitchen knife that's afraid of its own job. You buy it for the dream of perfect cuts, but you might end up with the reality of a damaged blade and a nagging sense of buyer's remorse. For most home cooks seeking a trustworthy paring knife, I cannot recommend it. Your money is better spent elsewhere. If you still want to see the current price on Amazon after hearing all this, click the link in the description below.